Hey guys, I wanted to go over question 21 and 23 with you guys real quick. A few people were having some issues and I was having trouble in the conference time getting my iPad to load so that I could show you this, so I just decided to make a quick video. So the first one you have is 21, f of x equals the natural log of 11x. And so when you're doing this problem, it might be helpful, just so you can recognize the inner and outer functions, to put parentheses around this, okay? Boop. All right, that might be one way to do it. Now, if you remember Algebra 2 well, or pre-calculus well even, there are some properties of logarithms that exist. One of those properties was that if you have a logarithm of something to an exponent, you can simply swing the exponent in front, and this becomes x times the natural log of a, okay? So in this particular problem, I could rewrite it if I wanted, f of x equals x times the natural log of 11. Now I want you to think about this. Natural log of 11, that's just a number. So we have a number times x. So how do we take the derivative of a number times x? Well, that would be like taking the derivative of 2x. The derivative of 2x is simply 2. So then the derivative of natural log 11x would simply be natural log 11. And so that is your derivative. So if you remember the property of exponents, this problem is actually pretty simple. Now, let's look at the other scenario. Let's say that you did not remember that you could swing the exponent in front. Okay, so if I don't remember that I can do that, then this is what I've got. So I would define u to be 11 to the x power, and we're going to need du because this is a chain rule problem. I'm going to have to take the derivative of the natural log, then the derivative of the inside. So the derivative of an exponential function is the same thing repeated again times the natural log of the base, which here is 11. So now I'm going to work on my derivative. So I have the derivative of the outer natural log, and if you recall from the video, the derivative of a natural log function is 1 over that u value times the derivative of u. Okay, so in this particular problem, that would be 1 over that u value, 11 to the x, times the derivative of u, 11x times the natural log 11. So now we can see, if we can kind of combine some like terms here, we've got 11x natural log 11 in the numerator and 11 to the x in the denominator. Well, those 11 to the x's are going to cancel, so then my derivative is just the natural log of 11. So either way, you're getting the correct answer. You're getting natural log 11, but one requires a lot less work than the other one does. So if you remember that exponent property, this makes that problem a lot quicker to solve. All right, so now let's look at question 23. I'm going to try to give myself a little bit more room to do this one. So on this one's also going to be a chain rule problem. We can see we have a trig on the outside, and then on the inside, I've got a natural log function. So I know my u value here is going to be the natural log of 2x squared. Okay, so finding du, the derivative of that natural log, well, it's 1 over the inside, 2x squared, times the derivative of the inside, which is 4x. You don't have to simplify this, so this is something people were asking about. Can you leave it like that? Absolutely, you can leave it like that last step, but it might be actually simpler in this problem to go ahead and simplify it. You, again, don't have to on those free response questions. You can leave it as 4x over 2x squared, but it might make it look a little better if you simplify. Just be really careful that you simplify it correctly, okay? So now, if I'm finding the derivative of f of x, I'm taking the derivative of the outer function, which is cosine. The derivative of positive cosine is a negative sign. Inside stays the same. So remember, when using chain rule, nothing happens to the inner function at all. It looks exactly the same. And then I multiply by the derivative of the inside, which I found out was 2 over x. You can leave it just like that. The only really thing you could do to clean it up if you want it would be to bring that 2 over x to the front. but it doesn't change the value of anything. It's still the same problem. So you don't have to do that. So that would be my final answer. Okay, so there are those two problems. Hopefully you had an okay time with the rest of them. After your due date, so after midnight tonight, so tomorrow morning, I will upload the full solution so that you can check over all the other problems as well.